Okay, good morning, everyone. It is February 27th, 11:23 a.m. This is my video to wrap up the week here, so let's get into the video. So, this week's results, I'm kind of okay with. So, this week, we go to this week, and basically down, right? I lost about 109, and then I made a profit 212 and a total loss of 321. So again, I think the edge here wasn't really there. My RR just didn't work. You can see here, just not wasn't able to hold the winners long enough to get the 100, to get the dollar to dollar and a half rallies in QQQ I was looking for. Took relatively controlled losses here. Maybe one or two went $10 more than I would have liked, but overall fine. And if you recall, this was sort of the week where I did really well the last 2 weeks. So again, in the last 2 weeks I was up about $700, which is really good. Imagine you're trading a 1K account, futures account, 1 micro. You're up 70% in 2 weeks, and the third week, you've only given back, $100 of it, so you could end the month up 60%, right? At least 50. That's phenomenal, right? So that's really good. And so and the big win for this month was, if you look at what happened when I first started. Right, I had that implosion here where I had to make back, $700 to get to where I was. And so that was, again, the nervous system collapsing, right? When you don't understand the nervous system, what happens? If you trade where you don't have an edge and you have the sympathetic overactive, you're going to look for trades that you're going to think you have an edge where you don't, right? So you're staring at the chart, saying, okay, I have an edge here, let me buy. Then you lose, and you overtrade. And then what happens post-overtrading? Your dorsal kicks in, and so you're sort of shut down. Let me click buttons to stimulate. Trading is really this gay-ass, neuroscience crap that you have to, a nervous system shit that you have to know. Because personally, you can apply what you learn, but if you don't know that secret nervous system stuff, you're just gonna hit a wall and go nowhere. And then you're gonna go, well, why am I losing money, right? It's because you didn't know all the secret neuroscience, spirituality shit in your first year. So it's just really fucking gay. But anyways, right? So this, right? Because beginning of the month I was fine, and then what happened? Boom, imploded. Okay, so that is if you don't, so you have to be conscious of, okay, do I have an edge? Am I looking for an edge? Okay, I took 2-3 trades. Do I actually have an edge, or is my sympathetic just trying to make it happen by doing something, or am I shut off, and is my dorsal saying, okay, I just want to click buttons? So, I didn't really have an edge this week, and the reason why I didn't implode is because why? Because my sympathetic, and dorsal never, my sympathetic and dorsal never really overwhelmed my ventral, right? I was trading in a state of primarily the ventral, so I didn't give back my gains when I didn't really have an edge, right? You can see here that this month, or this week, I did kind of overtrade, right? 25 trades. We go to last week, 12. So double the amount of trades, and I lost $100. But again, the damage was contained this week, which is important, right? And the reason why that happened is because of you know, the nervous system stuff, right? It's so important that you know, okay, am I looking for an edge that isn't there? Why is that happening? The sympathetic is in a state of let me make it happen. Um, you know, after losing a lot of money, your dorsal will just want to click buttons and says, you know, I don't give a fuck. Let me just click buttons and we'll spam click. So again, the nervous system is so important. And so again, really decent results for this month. Right. What hopefully, you know, not hopefully, but once I'm switching over, once I pass the eval and switch over to minis, right, I think the results are going to be, you know, really good. The numbers are going to be big. So I think that's about it for the trade of 8. Let's also go over to SPY here. I think what's happening is as of right now, we could be at the start of distribution, right? We're seeing the test. We're on a 5-minute time frame. I would label this as SC. Then it rallied. Then we saw the test, the upthrust. And this is what I would consider a major SOW or a shakeout. I mean, major SOW slash shakeout here, right? So if this starts distributing, the medium term pivot gets hit, a lot of downside, right? There's just free fall. It has to hold this level. If 680 doesn't hold, you know, 3% correction. Definitely over the next I would say a month. I would give it like a month time frame, 3% correction in SPY. This thing drops like 20 bucks. We're still above the medium term. The VIX is starting to creep up. So medium term is at 67.23. We're still above that. And again, not really much else to add, but other than, you know, what I was trying to emphasize is about the nervous system being so important, right? I was able to contain it, and, you know, while I didn't really have an edge this week, I didn't implode and lose everything, right? Giving back $100 from, you know, $700 over the course of 2 weeks is very good. So yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that. Hopefully next week will be a bit more eventful, but yeah, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.